In the world of automotive collecting, the term survivor is often used to describe a vehicle that has escaped the typical wear and tear of daily use, remaining in original, unmodified condition. However, every so often, a vehicle surfaces that defies even that generous definition. A car that hasn't just survived, but has essentially been frozen in time. Today, we are looking at a discovery that has sent shockwaves through the American muscle and law enforcement enthusiast communities. A 1995 Chevrolet Caprice 9C1 police package that is effectively brand new. With only 441 miles showing on the odometer, this is not just a used car, it is a factory-fresh piece of mid-90s history that has somehow avoided 3 decades of high-speed chases, idling on the side of the highway, and the rigorous life usually reserved for the most iconic police cruiser of its era. To understand why this specific car is such a monumental find, one must first appreciate the legend of the 9C1. During the early to mid-1990s, the Chevrolet Caprice was the undisputed king of the highway. While the Ford Crown Victoria eventually became the standard for American law enforcement, in 1994 and 1995, it was the Chevy that held the performance crown. The 9C1 was not just a trim level, it was a comprehensive, heavy-duty engineering package. It transformed the soft-riding civilian Caprice into a high-speed Interceptor. This specific 1995 model represents the absolute peak of that development. It was the second-to-last year of the fourth-generation Caprice, and it benefited from the most significant performance upgrade in the car's history, the introduction of the LT1 V8 engine. The heart of this 441-mile time capsule is that 5.7-liter LT1 engine, a power plant shared with the Chevrolet Corvette and the Camaro Z28 of the same era. In the Caprice 9C1, it was tuned to deliver 260 horsepower and a massive 330 pound-feet of torque. In 1995, those were incredible figures for a full-size sedan, allowing this massive four-door to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds, a feat that could embarrass many sports cars of the time. But the 9C1 package went far beyond the engine. It included heavy-duty everything, a specialized cooling system with high-capacity radiators, heavy-duty suspension with thicker anti-roll bars, specialized bushings, and four-wheel disc brakes, which were a rarity for domestic sedans in the mid-90s. It also featured a digital speedometer, which was a 9C1 exclusive, and a limited-slip rear differential to ensure all that torque made it to the pavement. As we look at the photos of this particular unit heading to auction, the condition is nothing short of breathtaking. Finished in a utilitarian and classic white paint, the bodywork is as straight as it was when it rolled off the assembly line at the Arlington, Texas plant. The iconic black steel wheels with chrome center caps, the hallmark of the 9C1, are free of any pitting or rust. Even the original Goodyear Eagle tires are still present, though any collector planning to drive this beast would likely want to swap them out for safety. What makes this unit even more interesting is its clean look. It was never outfitted with a light bar, sirens, or decals, making it a slick top unit. It even features the factory-installed spotlight on the driver's side A-pillar, a stark reminder of its intended purpose as a tool of the law. Stepping inside this Caprice is like walking onto a dealership showroom floor in late 1994. The interior is finished in a period-correct blue cloth and vinyl. The seats show absolutely no wear. The carpeting is pristine, and the dashboard, notoriously prone to cracking in these cars, is flawless. Unlike the civilian models that focused on plush comfort, the 9C1 interior was designed for durability and function. It features rubberized flooring for easy cleaning and high-back bucket seats designed to accommodate a police officer's utility belt. Perhaps most impressively, the interior still lacks the various holes and modifications that usually come with mounting police computers, radios, and prisoner partitions. It is a blank canvas, perfectly preserved, still smelling of factory plastics and New York-made upholstery. The history of how this car remained unused is almost as fascinating as the car itself. While the specific details of its storage remain a bit of a mystery, it is believed to have been part of a municipal purchase that was never commissioned for service, or perhaps a vehicle ordered by a private collector who recognized the 9C1's future status as a classic. Regardless of how it happened, the result is the most well-preserved B-body GM sedan in existence. When the B-body platform was discontinued after the 1996 model year to make room for SUV production, enthusiasts mourned the loss of the full-size, body-on-frame, rear-wheel drive sedan. This car represents the absolute zenith of that platform's development. From a collector's perspective, this auction is a landmark event. In recent years, the market for 1990s young-timer classics has exploded. We've seen Buick Roadmaster wagons and Impala SS models climb steadily in value, but the 9C1 has always been the forbidden fruit because almost every single one was driven into the ground. Finding one with under 100,000 miles is difficult. Finding one with 441 miles is a statistical impossibility. It appeals to a wide variety of buyers, those who collect police memorabilia, Mopar and Ford fans who respect a worthy rival, and GM purists who want the ultimate example of the LT1 era. As this 1995 Chevrolet Caprice 9C1 prepares to cross the auction block, it serves as a reminder of an era when the American sedan was a force to be reckoned with. It was a time before the crossover took over the suburbs and before the twin-turbo V6 became the standard. It was an era of displacement, durability, and a simple, honest approach to performance. Whether this car ends up in a museum or as the centerpiece of a private collection, one thing is certain: we will never see another one like it. It is a true survivor, a mechanical ghost from the 90s that is finally ready for its moment in the sun. For the winning bidder, it won't just be a car, it will be a 441-mile journey back to the golden age of the American Interceptor.